Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel is Finding Value. Today we're going to go over our Uranium Daily Technical Analysis Update. I'm going to jump right into it, give you my financial opinion. So here we go. This is the Sprott Physical Uranium Trust, and we're throwing another bearish engulfing, which means we could potentially head lower. These bearish engulfings usually resolve themselves lower. So unfortunately, that's what we're showing on the Sprott Physical Uranium Trust. Looking at Uranium, we have the move to go higher here if we can break. We've got kind of a sideways action. Man, this is going to... I really want to see what happens next trading day, and see if the buyers are going to step in here and roll this thing above this resistance line and move on up, or if the sellers are going to come in. Now, the sellers could have smoked it today, and they didn't, which means that we're coming through. We got a small little down day. I'd like to see a big, fat, bullish engulfing being thrown here. Come on, bullish engulfing. So we'll see tomorrow what we get, or a hammer pattern, something that can get us to move to the upside. Bannerman throwing a little bit of a down day today, down 3%. This is a bearish, piercing pattern, which could resolve lower. We could see a little bit further pullback here. Is the pullback done? Yeah, we'll see. Goviax actually finished down. I saw that was up. Looks like the sellers are still there. We're right up against resistance and support, bouncing between the two areas. Global Atomic, GLATF, finishing up 2.92%. We're getting a little bit of a wick at the top. I said we got to close above this little line here. We're right at the line, right at that resistance line. This would indicate that we have a new uptrend if we can break this on a short-term basis. Forces Metals, may the forces be with all of us. Bullish engulfing, let's see if we can move on higher. Let's see if we can get the momentum. It's a small one, so it's not like a massive one or anything, but some of these smaller companies, they kind of throw false signals, so it's difficult to read. Pierpoint opened down and came back up, so it's back within the pattern barely. Deep Yellow, DYLLF, I said that this thing's looking like it's going to go higher. We went higher today. Let's see if that momentum can continue. We finished quite strong today, so it looks good. Paladin Energy, a little bit of a small bearish engulfing pattern, but we're right at the support line here, guys. So we'll see what happens here, and if that support holds. Sky Harbor, SYHBF. Again, we're coiling right up into the corner of this big pattern here, and we're about to break one way or the other. We'll see which way it breaks. Next Gen Energy, NXE. They've got a very good deposit up in Canada. James Sykes was the one who had found this bad boy. So I've got this going up. It went up a little bit today. Get this out of here. Broken downtrend. I'd like to close above 430 and get back up here for a new uptrend. So we're just kind of hanging out at the moment. Canalaska update today, bouncing off the support line. That's where we're at. BSENF finishing up higher. I am looking for a move to the upside for baseload. I do like baseload a lot, guys. It is one of my favorite exploration companies. I'd say this one and 92E are both pretty good bets. Bullish engulfing, bullish engulfing here with a hammer pattern. It came up, came down, and usually these resolve themselves to the upside in the short term. Statistical probabilities, that's all we're playing with, not for sure outcomes. FISOF, Fission 3.0, we're right at support. Right at support, probably not a bad price down here. If you guys want an explorer. Good volume picking it up here. FCUUF, Fission. Man, look at that. I've got my my drawings all over the place here, guys. I like Fission. I like Fission right here. I would buy it. It's right at support, and we've got a bullish engulfing. Usually they resolve themselves to the upside. So I would look for a move to the upside for Fission. Camco, small down day today. That's good. I still stand by this move higher. Kazatomprom, A little bit of a down day today, nothing to worry about. Good support underneath it, so that still looks okay. Peninsula Energy, nice, good, bullish, piercing pattern. I would suspect that this is going to go higher. We've got buyers down here. I think we're going to move on up. So that's looking good. Another bullish piercing pattern or it's very close to a piercing pattern. Maybe won't technically do it, but yeah, I would suspect this to go sideways to higher for that one. Lotus Resources, LT SRF. Bullish engulfing. We could potentially move on higher here. It's not looking too bad. It's not a huge one, but still looking okay. UROY's just moving sideways. Me Roy, UROY, we're all Roy, some Roy, I don't know, something like that. Bullish engulfing here, so I'm looking for a move higher. We also have a bearish engulfing here. The buyers and sellers are just slapping each other in the face. Give me a reliable pattern. And I think we're just going to move sideways until we get another pattern. Encore Energy. So yeah, I was expecting a move higher. We've got a nice little wick here. We're still between the support and resistance line, chopping sideways. Energy Fuels, a little bit of an update today, 1.54%. We'll see where this thing goes. It's going back and forth. We've got kind of a stronger selling pressure. Buying pressure came in, and it looks like it's contracting, which means it's tightening up. It's going to go somewhere. URG up 5%. I mean, that's kind of a significant move. It looks like we're breaking and closing above this area to the upside. Let's see if the buyers can continue that momentum. So that one looks quite good. UEC is breaking to the upside. That one looks good. Hopefully that can break out of here and the buying pressure can continue. Centrus Energy, we're still under this resistance line. We still got to put some work in and break to the upside. LTBR, Lightbridge Corporation. We're moving on up today. Hopefully we can get out of this little sticky area. We're just chopping sideways. ISO Energy, we could have a little bit of a return move and then a move higher. So we'll see where that goes. Appia Energy, this is a rare earth uranium company. And we've just been bopping sideways here. Denison Mines, DNN, good buying pressure down here if we get down there. We could revisit down here. It's possible. We've got a bearish engulfing, stronger selling pressure, and then it usually kind of rolls over like that. Something on the lines of that. Looking at Blue Sky Uranium, we are in the buying pressure area zone, which we usually come down into it, and then we pop back higher. We'll see if this support area holds or if it fails. Forum Energy Metals, flat day today. I still think we're going to move higher based off these bullish engulfings and the buying and selling pressure in relationship to each other. So I think that still will resolve upward. Anfield's in a dead period. It's just moving sideways. LMRXF, which is laramide, we're right at that support area. If you guys have the cojones, I mean, now's the time to get a little, sprinkle some in. Western Uranium moving sideways. Not really a big strong up day or down day in this stock. UEXCF, nice strong buying pressure, ended quite strong today. Looks pretty good. This looks like a solid one to hopefully move higher. And then Mega Uranium, nice big. It tried selling off. Buyers came in and bought it up. It's basically a flat day today. But this guy's right at a decision point. You got sellers above it and buyers below it. And they're just squeezing right up into a price point right here, right where it's at. So we'll see where that goes. So the Sprott Uranium Trust looks a little bit weak. That's what it looks like today. Looks like it might head lower. URNM and a lot of the other companies, they're balanced in a way where the buyers and sellers are just slapping each other in the face. They're going back and forth. We've got bullish engulfing patterns, bearish engulfing patterns, bearish piercing, bullish piercing. I mean, we're going back and forth, just slapping each other in the face, not making too much headway in either direction. So we'll see what happens this week. I think maybe this week or next week, maybe we'll get a good feel for which way we're going to go. If we're going to head back lower, or if we're going to push on higher. I'm indifferent right now. I don't know which direction it's necessarily going to go on the short term. On the long term, I'm a huge bull. I think energy has massive problems. I think that uranium is incredibly cheap in relationship to other assets. That's what matters, because when they go and they look and they sit down at the table and say, are we going to put a natural gas power plant in, or should we put uranium? They should choose uranium based off of emissions, cost, and all these other things. The amount of minerals that it uses. It's a very good low footprint. So it's a small footprint, high energy content, and you get a baseload reliable power from it. So I'm a big bull on nuclear on the long term. Even the medium term, I think we're going to get a big move based off of the commodity liquidity type movement. So liquidity comes in the system from real estate, especially from the reserve currency, because commodities are priced in dollars. So the value of the dollar is what's important. And it's relative to other currencies at the time, because people are going to prefer to go into dollars. Now, when we see the stock market sell off, we could see money rotate out of dollars, and then we could see that weakness in the dollar. So I'm looking for weakness in the dollar soon, and I'm looking for a pullback in equities at some point. And I'm looking for higher interest rates. If we get higher interest rates from the increased inflation, and the increased inflation will be sustained from the expansionary phase of real estate and those loans against the new homes, that will set up the condition for these to do very well. Are we at the spot that they just go rocketing higher? Tough to say. That I want you guys, everybody says that they know how this is going to play out. They don't. What I'm looking at is market conditions, valuations, and then I look at the charts for the big long-term picture, breaks. We have the accumulation phase that has broken to the upside for the entire sector. So that looks really good. In the short term, we could have a pullback. We could have oil pullback. But then I also think that oil is going to do incredible things this summer, fall, and even into next year. So with energy getting more expensive, natural gas, oil, and even coal, I would think that uranium would follow suit. And I think that uranium would be a good alternative substitute for those other more expensive fuels. But they have to remain expensive for a while. So we'll see how this all plays out, guys. I'm a huge uranium bull. I think we're going to do well. You just got to give it time. Thumb up for the content. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And thank you for listening. This is Finding Value.